So once again, you guys asked for it, so once again, you guys shall receive. Hey guys, what's going on? It's Vic here, back with another Madden 21 video. In today's episode, we're going to be realistically rebuilding the New Orleans Saints with the new addition of Peyton Turner and Pete Werner. So if I'm saying Pete Werner wrong, I'm so sorry. That is how it's going to be pronounced throughout the entire rebuild. Now, I think Peyton Turner was not that great of a pick at that position. I think he could have gone early second round. It was a slight reach. I'm not saying it's a bad pick. I'm just saying it's a slightest reach, but still overall solid pick. So this is the overlook of the team, and I completely forgot that Drew Brees retired until I kind of started this. So Jameis Winston is going to be our QB for now, and I don't know if I want to keep him. He has to get a development year one. If he does not get a development upgrade in the very first year, I'm not keeping him on this team. That is the only exception where I'll keep him on this team. This offensive line is so good. Wide receiver, great. Halfback, great. Defensively, looking into it, I moved Marcus Davenport to the inside, and Pete Werner has normal dev. Malcolm Jenkins, I moved to a defensive back because I can't have him at a second string strong safety. Marcus Davenport is at a defensive tackle because I couldn't let Peyton Turner's potential, I would say, be wasted at a second string position because I already have Cam Jordan on the other side. I just need him to start because I don't want his potential to be gone. Yeah, Pete Werner, again, as I mentioned, only has normal dev. He was a solid pick. I'm just going to keep him at normal dev because that's what I think Madden 22 will give him in my personal opinion. So anyways, guys, other than that, pretty solid team overall. Maybe outside linebackers could use improvement. Also, a little fun fact here, move Taysom Hill to either tight end or fullback or literally almost any other position and he will get a overall up, but fullback is the highest one he can get, and yeah, he's now an 83. He goes from a 63 quarterback to an 83 fullback, just to let you guys know that. Just a little fun fact. I think he goes to like maybe a 74 tight end. I think so. Don't quote me on that, but anyways, guys, let's go to midseason mark. Here we are at the midseason mark, coming off a loss to the Chicago Bears, and looking into it, we're on a losing streak as we are 3-4, third in the division behind the Buccaneers and the Panthers. Sam Darnold is really good in simulation along with DJ Moore. Marcus Williams is here. I do want to keep him back on the team, of course, even though he was the guy that committed the crime of the Minnesota Miracle.
Keenum steps into it. Pass is caught. Diggs! Sideline! Touchdown! Unbelievable! Vikings win it! He comes in, he's got him dialed in, and he just all he's got to do.
But looking into it, Jameis Winston is here as well. And yeah, I don't know how I feel about him. I want to wait till the end. Ian Book is here. I completely forgot that the Saints drafted him at all. But I think that contract should not be like that. But I'm not going to worry about it. I guess I'll just let him hit free agency. I don't think he should be on a one-year contract. But we have more important matters to deal with. Will Clapp. We cannot negotiate his contract right now. We have to do it at the end of the season. But I will fix this right now. The God himself has been disrespected by EA. Look at this. Look at this disrespect given to William Clapp. Don't worry, for those of you guys saying, oh, this is unrealistic now. Don't worry, he won't do anything. He's a second string still. William Clapp is a god, and he's just disrespected by EA. I've given him the respect he deserves. Superstar X Factor Will Clapp. Absolute legend here. So, anyways, guys, apart from that, it's time to move into the playoffs. Here we are in the playoffs, coming off a win to the Panthers, as we are 9-7 in the playoffs, actually. Top of the division, everyone crashed. Holy crap, the Panthers took a downhill spiral. Jameis Winston did not do that bad. What did he place in the MVP race? Placed 6th. Okay, I'm okay with that. That actually could be a dev up there. Placing 6th in MVP race, I would probably give him a star if he did that. 6th best offensively, 16th best defensively. Pretty solid. 4,300 yards, 32 TDs, 10 interceptions, 5 TDs, and 1,000 yards for Kamara. A little bit underwhelming. 1,100 yards, 10 TDs, and 1,000 yards for Harris, and 6 TDs for Harris as well. Demario Davis with the most tackles on the team. Tackles for a loss, 19 for Peyton Turner. That's awesome. Sacks on the team, 8.5 for Peyton Turner, and interceptions 3 for Malcolm Jenkins at defensive back. That was the right move to move him there. Safeties is 1 for Pete Werner and 1 for David, and defensive touchdowns 1 for Pete Werner. Wow, I think Peyton Turner and Pete Werner might actually get dev ups this season, both of them. That would actually be really cool. Let's see if we can beat the Lions in the wild card. It's the Lions. I would assume so, that we could beat them. So looking into it, do we beat them? Yes, we do. That's awesome to see. I wish my simulation would load a little bit faster. Let's see if we can beat the Packers in simulation now to move on to the conference. Nope, never mind. Okay, we're going to lose by a touchdown, 28-21. I'm okay with that. Let's move into the offseason. Here we are in the offseason as the Bengals are in the Super Bowl beating the Cowgirls. And wow, it's not the Browns this time. Okay, Joe Burrow is pretty good in simulation overall, but it looks like, yeah, we did pretty good in simulation so far. I didn't really get to see the Offensive Rookie of the Year, but I'm okay with that. NFC South, nobody retired. I'm going to make sure that that's our division. Is it? Yes, NFC South, yeah, just making sure. Okay. I don't know why I'm so sporadic about that, or sporadic, either way you want to say it. I'm still being, okay. I need to stop what I'm doing. Coach XP, QB XP, hopefully for Jameis Winston. We will see in a second if Jameis Winston is the future or not. I'll get expert scouting as well while I'm here, or why not? And looking into the re-signings. Let's see if Jameis Winston has that dev up. PJ Williams, no, and yes, Jameis Winston does so. And wow, he actually wants a cheaper contract. He wanted $20 million a year at the midseason. Now he only wants $16 million a year, even though he got a dev up. So yeah, I'll re-sign Jameis Winston. Looks like Jameis Winston is going to be the future of this team. So looking into it offensively to see what we can do. Obviously, Jameis Winston now has star development. And if I'm being real here, I don't think I can get any QB better than him in the draft. The best QB I can see myself getting in the draft is like a 75 overall X Factor QB, but that would be a very low chance of happening. So I'll just stick with what I got. David now has a star dev, and Peyton Turner has superstar dev. I mean, David also had superstar dev. Peyton Turner definitely started with star dev, and Pete Werner now has star dev as well, because he started with only normal dev. Malcolm Jenkins is a 73 overall. Yeah, that regression is terrible. He went from an 80 to a 73. I want to cut this guy. Not edit player. I want to cut him. Why does EA let me out of this? EA, please, thank you, let me out of this. I want to cut, not edit. Anyways, whatever. I'll deal with it whenever I get in free agency. So anyways, guys, apart from that, it's time to move into free agency. So we are on free agency as we have almost nothing to spend. So I might as well just go cut Malcolm Jenkins while I'm here, just to show that on camera. I don't know why I just didn't do it before. I just got aggravated and wanted to get to the next step. But still, Malcolm Jenkins, I do want to cut. Negative $4 million in savings and $12 million in cap penalty. What is this dog contract? Holy. Looking into, oh my God, I'm not paying a 73 overall defensive back $10 million a year. No chance am I doing that. In real life, he would not be like this. He would not hit that hard of regression. Still, and it won't let me cut him. Why won't it let me cut him? It's because, I would go over the team's salary cap and penalty money from cutting him. So I guess I'm going to trade him for like a 7th round pick. That's the only logical reasoning I can come up with. So yeah, I'm going to go trade him immediately. That is so lame. I'm not paying a 73 overall $10 million a year. I don't care how unrealistic you label this. No, he is not being paid that. He's a 3rd string defensive back being paid $10 million a year. He's being paid more than Marshawn Lattimore right now. 7th round pick, he's out of here. So that's the first trade I've actually made in a long time in one of my rebuilds. I usually don't make any trades in realistic rebuilds because then people label it as unrealistic. You know what's unrealistic? David Johnson getting traded for DeAndre Hopkins. That's unrealistic. Yeah, Taysom Hill, no. Yeah, no way am I paying. He's being paid $16 million, his cap. Oh my gosh, a fullback is being paid $16 million. He's out of here for a 6th round pick. Yeah, that's realistic in my opinion too. I'm not paying my fullback $16 million a year. Out of here with that dog contract. None of that is going to be allowed. And all these contracts I don't really care for after that. Everyone else looks good, so let's just move into the draft. Here we are in the draft, picking up Eric Branch, 72 overall, normal development, right outside linebacker. And I guess hopefully he can develop. He looks meh. He doesn't look that good. Now we're picking up a defensive back, 68 overall, hidden dev. I already like him over Malcolm Jenkins because he doesn't take up $10 million in my cap room. Now we're picking up a fullback in the 7th round with hidden development. I didn't know you can draft a fullback with hidden development. So I like him better than Taysom Hill already, in my opinion. So this is the overlook of the team, as obviously we got that fullback, and I already like him better than Taysom Hill because he doesn't take $16 million on my cap room. And Latavius Murray I don't need because I drafted a running back, I believe, in the 3rd round who has better youth than him and is a cheaper contract because he's a rookie. So I'll just keep him there. Latavius Murray was taking up like $4 million in cap for us, so I'm definitely okay with that. And Pete Werner is here, and I moved him to left outside linebacker, I think. No, he's still right outside linebacker. I'll move him to left outside linebacker since I just drafted a new right outside linebacker. And hopefully this defensive back can have better than star because he won't really progress that well if he doesn't. So, Yeah, this team looks pretty set overall. It just depends whether or not Jameis Winston performs. So let's move into the midseason. Here we are at the midseason mark, coming off a win to the Miami Dolphins, as we are 4-3, second in the division behind the 4-3 Panthers. It looks like this upcoming game does determine who takes the division. Teron Armstead, I would love to have back. Hopefully he does not retire. So spread out his contract, up the salary, and he resigns. That's awesome to see. Ryan Ramczyk. Okay, so there's not too many contracts here. Marshawn Lattimore is here. I definitely want him back as well. I kind of see him in free agency sometimes, but I definitely want him back. And Ryan Ramczyk, I do want back as well. And Marshawn Lattimore did resign, obviously, as you could see. And Ryan Ramczyk also does resign. And everyone else here, don't really have an interest for other than Deontay Harris. I think he's a solid slot piece, so I will keep him on the team as he resigns as well. I usually always see Deontay Harris in free agency. That's mainly because Taysom Hill and Malcolm Jenkins takes up all the cap, so the Saints room don't have any cap, so I'm glad I traded them. Let's move into the playoffs. Here we are in the playoffs, coming off a loss to the Buccaneers, as we are 10-6 here to face the 10-6 Cowboys, second in the division behind the 10-6 Buccaneers. And it looks like Jameis Winston actually did pretty solid overall. Fifth for league MVP. That's actually really good, surprisingly. And looking into it, third best offense in the NFL, 16th best defense. Okay. Jameis Winston, 4,500 yards, 34 TDs, 10 interceptions. Great season. Alvin Kamara, a lot better season than last season. Michael Thomas, 1,500 yards, 17 TDs is an amazing season. That's awesome. Defensively, Pete Werner with 125 tackles is great. Tackles for a loss, 15 for Peyton Turner. Sacks, 9 for Peyton Turner. He's doing great. Interceptions, 2 for Chancey Gardner-Johnson. And looking into safeties, 1 for Cam Jordan and Eric Branch, the rookie, and defensive touchdowns is 0. So anyways, guys, apart from that, let's see if we can beat the Dallas Cowboys in the wild card round to see if we can move on to the divisional round, if my simulation will ever load in a shorter time span in any generation. But it finally does load as we do win, and it looks like we got an ability unlocked. I do not want to quit the game. I don't know what Madden's doing. Let's see if we can beat the San Francisco 49ers to move on to the conference championship. If we do, we don't, it doesn't really matter, and we don't. Okay, it looks like 24-21, another close loss in the divisional round. That really sucks. It looks like the Saints really can't perform in the playoffs anyways. So here we are in the offseason as the Chiefs once again beats the Niners in the Super Bowl, this time 31-13, and Ryan Tannehill is the league MVP, Zeke for Offensive Player of the Year, and Bobby Wagner for Defensive Player of the Year. Okay. That's interesting. And looking into the retirements for the NFC South here, let's see if we got any retirements for the Saints. Nope. The Buccaneers head coach does retire, though. And looking into the re-signings for the offseason, Traquan Smith is a no. I don't really even think I have any money to re-sign anybody anyways. I think that's kind of how it's been the entire rebuild. So looking into the team to see if there is any development upgrades. Jameis Winston is a superstar development player already. That is awesome to see. He's only an 80 overall with superstar dev. That's interesting. Okay. Looking into it defensively, and wow. Peyton Turner is already a superstar X Factor, 86 overall. That is awesome to see. I have doubted him. He proved me wrong. And Pete Werner is already a superstar development player. He could be an X Factor by next season. Eric Branch is now a star development player, so I guess he was the right pick in the draft, but he's only a 75 overall. It looks like Antoine, the defensive back, 68 overall, was hidden dev, only has star dev. Hopefully he can progress a little bit better. I need a new defensive back. Let's move to free agency. So here we are in free agency, obviously not having that much money, only $4 million in cap. So anyways, guys, let's just move into the draft. Now we're in the draft picking up a wide receiver because literally every position is filled in and the tight end class is terrible. So I'm just picking up another receiver. So here we are with the team after the draft. As I said before, tight end class was absolute garbage, so I couldn't really pick up a tight end. So I guess I got myself a new receiver 3. And yeah, we just have a bunch of depth tight ends from previous years, so I'll just start them over the other guy. And looking into it, this is what the defense looks like. It looks really solid on the defense, actually. Who is this guy? Nathan Kidd. I did not draft you. I guess the CPU did. Hopefully, yeah, superstar dev or something. So I'll just move him up to the 3rd string spot. So anyways, guys, it's time to move into the midseason mark. Here we are at the midseason mark, coming off a win to the Cardinals, as we are 3-4, looking into a bottom of the division. That's surprising. But looking into the re-signings here, Chancey Gardner-Johnson, 89 overall, star development. I definitely want to improve the salary as he re-signs with the team. Eric McCoy, wow, we got quite a bit of contracts here. Eric McCoy, 88 overall star dev, 25 years old, great offensive lineman as he resigns. It looks like Marcus Davenport, I would like to resign first. I want to put him out as a higher priority just because of his age, and he resigns. And everyone else here kind of looks trash except for David. I don't know how to pronounce that last name, so that's why I'm not pronouncing it. Is it Anya Meta or something like that? Either way, he resigns. I do want him because he was a solid piece, regardless of his age. He's a superstar dev player. So anyways, guys, let's move into the playoffs. Here we are in the playoffs, coming off a loss to the Cincinnati Bengals, as we are 9-7 here to face the 10-6 New York Giants. And looking into it, the entire division seems to fall off the second half of the season because we stole the division. Looking into it, Jameis Winston, does he place in the MVP race? Yes, he does at number 6. I don't expect him to get MVP at all throughout this entire rebuild, but it is pretty nice how he places in top 10. 7th best offense, 21st best defense, doesn't make a lot of sense, and 4,200 yards, 36 TDs, 11 interceptions. Alvin Kamara, 11 TDs, 1,200 yards, getting better and better every season. Michael Thomas, 1,400 yards, 20 TDs. I think that places third for the most touchdowns, receiving touchdowns in a season, if I'm not mistaken. Let's look at it. Yeah, Randy Moss, 23, Jerry Rice, 22, Michael Thomas, 20. Wow, okay, Michael Thomas is third for the most receiving touchdowns in a season. That is an awesome stat. Best wide receiver award goes to Michael Thomas. No surprise there. DK Metcalf was right behind him. Looking into it defensively, Demario Davis with 125 tackles on team, tackles for a loss, 15 for Peyton Turner. Sacks on team is going to be 12.5 for Cameron Jordan and 11 for Peyton Turner, who's still tearing it up. 5 interceptions for Marshawn Lattimore. Safeties on the team is going to be 1 for Marcus Davenport and 1 defensive touchdown for Chauncey Gardner-Johnson. And looking into the wild card round, let's see if we can beat the New York Giants to move on to the divisional round. And if we can beat them, for the love of God, let's just win the divisional round. Already have 2 losses in a row in the divisional round, and we are here to face the Cowboys, who we beat in the wild card last year. So let's see if we can beat them in the divisional this time. Hopefully we can. And can we do it? Yes, we can. Here to face the Niners, as we actually lost the Niners in the divisional last year. So let's see if we can do something. Kyrie Compton, the third-string wide receiver that I drafted this year, the rookie wide receiver, has a breakout challenge. So hopefully we can get it. I highly doubt we will with Michael Thomas and Deontay Harris starting. But still, let's move into the game. So here we are against the Niners, as it is 18-10 in the third quarter, 21-10 now, driving down the field, 28-10 against the Niners, 4 minutes left in the game, driving down once again, and that's going to be the game. 28-10 is your final score. Now we are in the Super Bowl, and surprise, surprise, we're facing the Browns, who are 10-6. That's cool to see, but who is their QB? Because Baker Mayfield usually always, and I mean always, hits free agency. So let's see if they have a new QB by chance. They do. Shane Bluke, okay, normal dev, and look at this dude's ears. He looks like an elf. What is that face? That means it's ugly. Still not as ugly as me. I mean, anyways, he's a 75 normal rookie. I don't know how the Browns are able to do this with such crummy quarterbacks. I guess running back mainly determines simulation because they have Kareem Hunt and Nick Chubb. So I guess having 2 running backs just really determines simulation. But looking into it, Demario Davis now has superstar dev. Do I want to cut him because he's only an 80 overall? I don't think I will. We're about to play in the Super Bowl, so that would make no logical sense. But still, Pete Werner now has superstar X Factor, which is amazing to see. Marshawn Lattimore, not Lattimore. I don't know why I said that. Has superstar dev, and Kidd only has star dev. So solid backs overall. Definitely a great secondary in my opinion. So anyways, guys, apart from that, let's get into this game against the Cleveland Browns. So we're in overtime, and this is the first time I actually have to hop into the game. It is 3rd and 3, 27-27. We're on the goal line. We already stopped them previously according to the simulation, and looking into it, I want to just roll out here with Jameis Winston, since he has a little bit of speed. No, they're going to put a QB spy on him. That would have been wide open since they're playing man coverage. If they didn't have that QB spy, that would have been an easy touchdown. But yeah, I'm just going to take my field goal here, and I'm already iced, so they shouldn't have to. Never mind. Okay, I guess they're just going to take their time out anyways, regardless if I'm already iced. But this is going to be a chip shot field goal. Should easily win this game, as obviously it's overtime. This is the most amount of gameplay you guys are probably going to get. You can't get the simulation in both. There's only so much I can record. Still, we're going to win 32-27 against the Browns if I can ever get out of the screen to show you guys that we won. And yes, we did beat the Browns and win 27-30 against the Browns. Take that, rookie quarterback who has elf ears and looks really, really weird. So let's get to the MVP. Your Super Bowl MVP is Marshawn Lattimore, 8 tackles, 0 sacks, 0 defensive touchdowns, and 1 interception. Very underwhelming Super Bowl MVP, I'm not going to lie. So anyways, guys, let's just move into the offseason. Here we are in the offseason as Zach Wilson wins league MVP. Kyle Trask wins the Offensive Player of the Year, and Demario Davis wins Defensive Player of the Year. Wow, that's actually surprising. But looking into the retirements here, and it looks like, yeah, I already see Demario Davis. Yeah, Demario Davis does retire on top. And that's the smart move. Just won Defensive Player of the Year. Just won the Super Bowl. Retires on top. Absolutely amazing way for him to go out. And he was regressing pretty hard, but I don't know if I would have kept him. So let's just move to free agency. Here we are in free agency, picking up Juan Bentley on an extremely cheap deal, just so that way I have a middle linebacker by chance. So anyways, guys, let's move into the draft. Here we are in the draft, picking up PJ Neal, 73 overall, hidden development. He's just going to be a depth player. I don't need anybody, and the tight end class has been trash the entire rebuild. Now I'm picking up another middle linebacker, 68 overall, hidden development. Again, just another rotational piece. I don't need them. It's just, our team is just too stacked. So this is the overlook of the team, as we literally didn't really get a good tight end the entire rebuild, but I guess Jameis Winston has done overall pretty solid, and looking into it, I'm just going to move this guy up the depth chart. Juan Bentley is going to be the replacement for Demario Davis. He's only 2 overalls lower, so I'm not too worried about it, and 2 dev traits lower in general. So here we are at the midseason mark, coming off a bye week as we are here to face the Dallas Cowgirls. We're 7-0, top the division, above the 6-2 and 5-2 division rivals. Wow, that's a really contested division. Peyton Turner and Cameron Jordan, all these other players here, I don't need to re-sign just like every season in the final season, because it is the final season. So let's move to the playoffs. Here we are in the playoffs, coming off a loss to the Niners as we have a first-round bye. Not really too surprised there. Yeah, I'm not really surprised at all. We were 7-0 at the midseason mark. Let's see what we got here. 14-2 is amazing to see. Jameis Winston is awesome this year, 4th best offensively. Let's see what we got, not in weekly awards, in yearly awards. Let's see what we placed in MVP race. 2nd in MVP race behind Lamar Jackson, who I think placed 7-9. 4th best offense in the league, as I mentioned before, and the best defense in the NFL is awesome. And 4,400 yards, 40 TDs, 8 interceptions. Jameis Winston was great this rebuild. 10 touchdowns, 1,100 yards. Ragland, the rookie, has 9 TDs. Kyrie Compton has 15 TDs, 1,200 yards. Holy, he's the next Michael Thomas. Pete Werner has 101 tackles. Tackles for a loss is going to be, if that ever loads, 12 for Peyton Turner. Sacks on the team is going to be 16 for Peyton Turner, 12 for Cameron Jordan, and 10.5 for David. Wow, that's a lot of sacks. No wonder why we're the best defense. 2 interceptions for Pete Werner as he continues to tear it up. And safeties on team is going to be 0, and defensive touchdowns on team is 0. So anyways, guys, wow, we really did good. I don't know what I'm doing here. For some reason, I blanked out. I thought I was going to look at something. But looking into the divisional round, because we obviously have a first-round bye, so we don't have to play the wild card. Self-explanatory. Let's see who we got here. The Falcons, a divisional rival who finished 8-8. I believe they were like 5-2 at the midseason mark. They kind of had a fall off, but 14-2. Let's see if we can beat them to move on to the conference championship. We do. Let's see if we can beat the Packers. I'm pretty sure we lost them year 1 in the divisional. Let's see if we can move on to the Super Bowl to move on. And no, we can't. Packers versus Bengals in the Super Bowl. So anyways, guys, that's going to do it for this rebuild. I hope you guys all enjoyed. This was a successful rebuild. We got Pete Werner, Peyton Turner, both to an X Factor, won the Super Bowl. Jameis Winston is a superstar player. Anyways, guys, that's going to be it. I thank you guys all for watching.